What's going on, guys? I'm Steven with Vape and Smoke in Angola, and today we're going to be doing a Did You See This review on none other than the Voopoo Drag. Now, the Voopoo Drag is widely renowned and known as kind of the Honda Civic of the vape boxes. Everybody's got one, and you can customize them a lot, and they're just good, dependable units. Like Honda Civics or not, if you own one, you know they're good, dependable units, and you can do a lot of things to them. So that's kind of a cool thing, just like the Voopoo Drag. They're sleek, they're easy to use, they're very customizable, they're just good units. So the one that I'm holding, the one we're going to be talking about today, is the Gold Edition, of course, with the resin plate. Now, you can get the Gold Edition, and not just gold, you can get silver, or they're black. Or you can also get, instead of resin, of course they've got loads of different colors of resin, they've also got the carbon fiber edition in different colors as well. So a little bit of a different style for each person depending on you. And then for this review, we're going to be using the Recoil Rebel RDA on top of this. So we'll just jump right into it. The very first really cool thing, and this is where the Honda Civic part comes in, the customization. You can make this screen say whatever you want. While it's off, and when I turn it on, it says our logo, our Vape and Smoke logo. You can make it say whatever it is your heart desires, which is very cool. And not just when it turns on or off, you can also tell, or you can set the message for any screen, basically. I think it has to say drag after the opening screen. I think that's the only screen you can't change, though. You can change when it asks you if it's a new coil, make it say whatever you want. When it gets too hot, ohms too high, ohms too low, literally everything. If it says it, you can make it say something else. Very similar to the DNA chips where they have the eScribe that you can use. Instead of having to use eScribe, though, you just use Voopoo's little app, I guess we'll call it. You can go right to their website, download it. Blood simple to use. And I think I, from start to finish, handmade that entire logo that you looked at pixel by pixel. Took me 30 minutes maybe, very, very quick. And I was being very, very precise. So, very easy to use overall. 20 minutes, something like that. Of course, two 18650s. Got your magnetic tray. And then goes up to 156 watts. So, we're going to bump that up so you can see what I'm talking about here. Once you go to 129, now this ohms has to be a certain amount. I don't remember what it is. It's either under 0.2 or under 0.3, I don't remember. But if it is under that certain circumstance, when you go to 129, hit that up button again. Goes to 130, of course, but then it goes to super mode. So we'll turn that back down so you can see that again. Just your ohms, bam to super. Your ohms, bam to super. So your super mode is going to be from 130 watts up to 156 watts, and very, very, very responsive. We're talking, I think in super mode, I think it's 10 milliseconds from the time you push the button to the time it fires. We'll go more into depth in that later, but very, very responsive. So right now we're at 90 watts, so I'm going to take a rip off of this and show you guys the cloud that we're working with. Now this is a 0.19 build on my Grim Green Edition Recoil Rebel. That is dual framed staples right there. So I had to build kind of a lower resistance build. I actually had this one built already, so I pulled her out. Traditionally speaking, I run like a 0.3, 0.5, but when we're talking about the super mode, I wanted to show you how much cloud you truly can get off of a 156 watt mod. And some of the cool features, right? So that's why we're rocking with a 0.19. So now you push your wattage up and down button at the same time. That's going to bring you to your menu. So you've got wattage, memory 1 through 5, that's for temperature control, W/V, which we'll get to that in a second, your serial number, and your firmware, so you can look what's going on. So we're going to go to W/V, click on that. That's going to take you to voltage. So now you're running volts instead of watts. Which I really do prefer. We can bump this up to, I think it's I don't remember, 7.5. You can go to 7.5 volts with two 18650s. So we're going to run her at 4.3 volts. And in my opinion, it's a much smoother hit when you run voltage. It's just constant voltage. It's not fluctuating at all. And if you're curious of what your wattage is, so when you're running voltage, it'll tell you your watts. When you're running wattage, it'll tell you your voltage. So that's kind of cool. You can do kind of a cheat. 4.3 volts is going to be right close to that 90 watt mark, 90, 94, somewhere around there. So that's kind of cool. We're going to go back into wattage. So up and down, back into watts. There we are. Back to 90 watts. If we press that, it's going to show like 4.2 volts. There we go. Now we're going to go into super mode. I'm going to have to rejuice this again. 129 into 130 super mode. And I'm going to show you how responsive this is. One of the really big reasons I like this Recoil Rebel, I like it for a lot of reasons. The airflow is one of them. It's got that restricted slanted airflow. Now it comes with two. You can get the 4-hole or the 2-hole. I'm running the slanted 2-hole for flavor. It's got that restricted hit, kind of like a Kennedy, which I adore, but I really like this right here. You just literally rock off the top, and that's how you can drip. So you don't have to take off the whole shield. I love that. But 130 watts. I'm going to leave the cap off so you can see and listen to the fire, how fast it is. I mean, that's almost instant. Very quick ramp up time. Very, very quick. We're going to bump that back down because I'm not going to run at 130 watts on this build. Very, very responsive. And I love Voopoo. I really do. There was a lot of controversy that went around. We're not going to get into that. This is not a drama video. It's not a news video. It's a review video. So we're not going to get into it. But there was a lot of drama with Voopoo and with Pulse or Vandy Vape, whatever you want to call them, Tony B. I love Voopoo's products. I really do. And I love the Pulse and the Pulse 80 watt. The Pulse 80 watt is my everyday user right now. That's my squonk. And I love it to death. But I mean, I'm doing the drag review right now. I own a drag. I love it. I also own a Woody Vape sitting right beside me that I'm going to bring out here in a second. I love that. That was my everyday user for a long time. Voopoo 2s are very nice. Mojos are phenomenal. Mojo Rs are even cooler. Voopoo does some solid units. They really do. So like them, hate them, whatever side you were on that whole controversy bullcrap that happened, just respect the unit for what it is. You don't have to like the company. I'm not a huge fan of Apple specifically, but I use an iPhone because I like their product. Same thing with the drag. You know, I don't have to be a fan of Voopoo. I don't have to be a fan of Voopoo, but I do like the drag. It's a very nice unit. So if you're looking for a dependable, reliable, heavy, I mean, that's metal. If you're looking for a good unit with really good response time, you can do voltage in it. You got the temperature control. It's very quick. It's just a good unit. It's going to be the one for you. So we were running at 130 watts. I'm going to crank it back up again so I can show you that response time in case you forgot. 130, super mode. Hit her again. Now, if you probably remember, I was saying that I was going to bring the Woody into this video, and I am, just so I can put the Woody at 130 watts and you can see the difference in response time. The Woody, keep in mind, is got a gene chip in it, just like the drag or anything else. It's a little bit of a different gene chip, I do believe, but regardless, it is running a gene chip. So 130 watts, of course this doesn't have the super mode, so this is going to show you the difference. I don't know if you can really tell the difference on the video. It's just not as snappy. And I mean, don't get me wrong, this is probably a worse box to use to show the difference, but I didn't want to use something like a little 80 watt Mojo or something like that that doesn't have a lot of power to begin with. I wanted to show gene chip versus gene chip and the differences in them. They both use, technically speaking, the same chip, just one's got that super mode and one doesn't. That super mode makes a hell of a difference. It really does. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is the Voopoo Gold Resin Edition. And like I said before, I mean, all controversy, all crap aside, if you're looking for a good unit that's hefty, it feels good in the hand, that's powerful, and that hits really, really responsive, this is probably going to be your guy. I mean, they look pretty classy on top of it as well, so that doesn't definitely hurt anything. You can pick these guys up anywhere from the $80 to $100 mark, depending on where you're going here at Vape and Smoke, for which unit, you know, which style you're going for, but they're pretty affordable, and of course those prices are before the black card, so you'll get your black card discount on top of that. We're going to leave it with that, guys. That's pretty much all she wrote. That is the Voopoo Drag 156 watt with super mode. I'm Steven with Vape and Smoke. Did you see this?